any more options. And you're not saying, you know what, that tablet exploded. I've never caused something to explode, but you know, where to begin with this one? Where to begin? Where to begin? Mm. Where do I begin? Yeah, please forgive me about me doing dishes, but let me just get this stuff out of the way real fast. A small kitchen, what am I gonna do? Nothing. Why don't I begin about the Assemblies of God? Well, let's start back maybe August 18th, back in 2021, back in that pandemic. I had a bad hemorrhoid flare up. And these knuckleheads in Bronson were scribing medicine that you buy over the counter. Nobody would pay for no nothing, and insurance wouldn't cover this. I get to Walgreens. I walk back from here. I go into Walgreens. This lady's some kind of buy suppositories or whatever. I take these suppositories. As soon as I leave to go to, I bump into a pastor of an Assemblies of God church. His name's Mark Crow. He invites me to go to church. I do accept and say, yeah, I'll go there. I didn't hesitate at the time. I thought maybe the cross message and the truth was being preached over there. But we get a couple. Okay, I start going there down. Everything's good. I didn't see nothing wrong with the service that was being, up there. A week goes on, nothing wrong. So I decided to walk up there for Bible study. I get there. I grab a bag of chips and maybe a Mountain Dew out of the refrigerator because, hey, I was walking. It was kind of warm. I sit there, I eat. Okay, oh, no, I get pulled into it, and they complained about me, doing that, and it started small. Okay, 2 months in, that's separate time after Bible study. Mark sits there and says that God laid this on his heart. I know you only get like SSI in your own food stamps. You need to start paying your tithes and offering. I will check back on this in the next 3 months or 2. Okay, I look at I am an obedience to Yahweh and His beloved Son Yahoosha. I didn't hear from Yahoosha to pay a tithe and offering. And so Mark he says, okay, as long as you're obedient, you listen to what God is telling you, you'll be fine. Okay, I get in, I go, okay, sometime, okay, Phyllis comes up to me and says, hey, Brandy, could you help me with the kids for Sunday school? I go down there. Okay, there was not that many rooms. They only had 2 rooms. Okay, we'd have a puppet show. And that was it. I noticed during the time There was no scriptures being taught to these children. A puppet show, that was it. Then they were free to play all day. They were not all day, excuse me, we want. They were free to run about and play to the end of church service and eat junk food. This went on, went on, went on. So, about maybe a year's time to maybe a month when Chris Quarter comes in, you know, and all this, you know. I just got this folding phone, you know, that's the Galaxy Z Fold 5. I'm sitting down there one time and because I'm supposed to help out. Kids are playing. They can just play all day. And so I just open my phone up. I load up RetroArch 3DS emulator. I load up New Super Mario Brothers 2 and start playing. Oh, I'm sorry, but you can't. But all these kids do is play all day down there. They don't taught no scriptures. So how is this any different? So, you know, they started complaining, like, I'm not doing this right, I'm doing this wrong, I'm doing that wrong. And next thing I know, I'm called in. The first meeting was, oh, you said some stuff that the bus driver ain't like when he was taking you to church. You're suspended for Bible study. They basically made me feel like crap, you know. They said stuff to me. It made me feel bad. I felt like I was in a line. You know, it made me feel like I was at a line. You know, they would sit here and call me out and say, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. Why are you embarrassing the Assemblies of God? First meeting. Everything was going A-okay. I made a wine tasting video and made a video of tasting this wine. I got it Aldi, right? Like a review. Oh, how dare I wear this shirt making a wine review? Another meeting. You keep this up, you're out of the church. We can't have people with disabilities in our church. Y'all have too many behavioral problems. I told them I had autism. Well, these people come, Easter Day comes. I know what Easter was about, you know, Easter was not of the Lord. It was about worshiping the goddess of fertility. I told them, fellas, I could pull them like this into the office, into the other room. Keep your mouth shut. I would love to see these people come back. We don't want to hear it. I'm telling you the truth about Easter. If you're going to act all crazy, you can go home. At this point, I should have just said, fine, I'm out here, bye. I don't agree with your rules because they don't line up with the Bible. I felt like I was in a land. In a line. You know, that treatment center back in the 70s till 2010. I did anything wrong that they ain't like. They called me in and they making me feel bad. It wasn't verbal abuse. It was pointing the finger. See? You're in disobedience to God. See? You're not doing what God tells you. See? This is why you're having these problems. See? Stop being a disobedient putz. I finally, after the third meeting happened because I was grabbing this soup. Okay, I bumped my hand. Oh, God damn it! And I apologized. I was like, hey, man, I'm sorry. Lord, I slipped your name in vain. Took your name in vain. I apologized. And then, hey, man, I'm sorry. You know, hey, someone tried to give me a couple $100 to go drink at the bar. And, hey, you don't need to worship God. You don't need to worship Yahweh. Go get drunk. Becky, we don't want to hear it. Mark, do something. The devil will tempt you. The devil will come at you. If the enemy knows you're worshiping the true God of Israel, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the true living God of Israel, you're going to be tempted by the devil. No. Keep your mouth shut. Ignore Satan. Oh, okay. We're supposed to fight against the demon, that devil called Satan, that fallen angel called Lucifer. I was praying, I was giving my praise and worship at Sunday morning. I get called into a meeting. We've had enough of this. You're not paying your tithes and offering. You're not following our rules. You're bringing a goobity gawk into our church, which we don't want. You're praising the Lord and giving your prayer and worship. You're not following our ways of the church. Guess what? You can take 2 weeks off. I take these 2 weeks off. I was like, okay, why would they do this? Why would I be banished for 2 weeks? When I came back after the 2 weeks period, I told Chris, I'm not hearing from Yahweh to go give 10% of my SSI check. I'm not hearing from Yahweh to put me in a situation where I cannot pay my bills. I'm not hearing that from Yahoosha. Okay, we had a love offering for Ed. He hurt his shoulder. I came up because Yahoosha said, go give $20. I obeyed. And I was working for Mark. Let me tell you, when I got started a job at this tire shop, and his Columbia Avenue tire shop. First day on the job, when I was offloading tires and the back trailer and all this, Mark turned around. Hey, I gotta take a piss. But wait a minute. Is this the same pastor that is preaching on Sunday morning against the use of profanity? This is the same pastor that says you ought to not curse, ought to not use profanity. Same pastor I heard using profanity at the tire shop, at the church picnic. One time I dropped a tire. I said, hey Mark, you got no leg to stand on. When you get done, I said, Mark, I did my work. I didn't slack off paying me my money. I don't want nothing from you, Mark. I got fired, of course. I corrected a pastor because I know that he wasn't doing what he was supposed. And he was also preaching. Don't you go into no bar. Don't you go into no nightclub. Don't you pick up a beer. Don't you use any profanity. Don't you listen to... But at the shop I heard succulent music. He was listening to Cutler's List. What else? Don't you be wasting your time on them video games or watching that television. You know what yahoosha told me to stop doing, Mark Crow? You stop torrenting. You stop torrenting. And told me to get paid subscription. I obeyed yahoosha. And all it was is just complaining. I'm doing this wrong. I'm doing this wrong. I'm doing that right. Nothing. And I'm not doing nothing right according to these people. So finally, I just looked at it and said, I think maybe I shouldn't be going there. And one time when I just, okay, this was after church runs. This was in 2025, okay? They talked behind my back in the church. I told them, well, if you got something to say, you say this to my face, period. You don't talk behind my back. All I heard in that church was Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that, politics, Washington, D.C. They're worshiping Trump like he's God. That's exactly what he's doing. And he is saying, if we speak against Donald Trump, we ain't obedience to God. Okay, well, I'm sorry, but didn't Yahoosha say to put all things to the test? Didn't the Son of God test all things? And if necessary, challenge the pastor if necessary. If you feel he's not speaking the truth, challenge him. Um, and I saw a video this like a couple of weeks ago. Come out of what's his name? I know the name was Crow, Tony Crow. Nothing stupid will ever come out of this pulpit. Nothing. The truth. You want to rephrase that there? You want to rephrase that? It says that no, this says that we're not to have a woman preach in the church. We're not to have a woman be a pastor. No women should be deacons. It says on the Bible that women will remain silent in the church. If a woman wants to receive instruction, they'll do so quietly. Women are not to preach or be deacons. It's in the Bible. We got this woman in here that came up here preaching. I should have got up and left. But at the time, I didn't want to do anything to offend the Assemblies of God. I didn't want to do nothing. Now, where I stand right now, kick me out, disfellowship me. Go ahead, disfellowship me. We used to have Bible study during the winter period. Oh, guess what? Nope. We'll be back in March. Oh, sorry, we're closing the church because it's too cold. I got a funny feeling that the Springfield Assemblies of God, it's on its verge of just closing down completely and not being there no more. Because what they're bringing into the church it's not of Yahweh. It's of this American Jesus, this American God. It's not not the true living God of Israel. And frankly, if that's the way it's going to be in this church, I know why Becky invited me to go out to eat with her. I know why. She was trying to bribe me to keep my mouth shut. Bribe me not to say nothing. She honestly wanted to get me drunk. I said, no, thank you. I'll just take Mountain Dew. And when we ate that food in the church at one time, everybody got sick. I don't know if this is true or not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is not true. Mark, your wife is a witch. She cursed the food that night and put a spell on that food, and everybody got sick. And after I returned 3 days later of this flu business, please help me not to say any profanity, yahoosha. I get yelled at. I finally just now got tired of this crap. And now I get yelled at some more. I just got tired of it. You cannot do nothing to please this American Jesus. You can't do nothing to please this American God. They're worshiping the American God. They're worshiping the American Jesus. That's not the God of Israel. They're not worshiping the God of Israel. They're worshiping the American version of God, American version of Jesus. And you can't do nothing to please with these people. And I'm going to look for a church that worships the true God of Israel. And I used to be in that. No, Pastor Mark. I woke up and saw the crap that was happening in this church. I saw that it's not the true God of Israel that you guys are worshiping. You're worshiping an American God. You guys are, it's a work-based salvation. I'm going to tell you what Yahoosha said back 2,000 years ago. You cannot earn your way into heaven. You can't buy your way into heaven. There is nothing you can do to get. There's nothing you can do to get yourself into heaven. You can't do nothing. There's nothing you can do to go to heaven. The only way you're going to heaven is through the beloved Son of Yahweh, yahoosha. Yahoosha is the way, the truth, and the life, and He has torn that veil. Just because Yahushua died for you does not mean that you have a license to sin. Now that grace abounds, should any man continue to sin? Hey, no! You should not be continuing to sin. Your life better match, your lifestyle better match what the Bible says. You say you're a child of Yahushua, you best be acting like it is. You best be showing it. Your walk best show it. You best be being a light in the world. Because you're out here when things get too tough, going beep, 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 beep. You better sit down and you better take a good look and examine yourselves. Am I walking in darkness? Am I playing a game of chicken with my soul? Or am I giving it to Yahweh and saying, hey, take this. I can't do this. I know I didn't do good yesterday. I cussed up a storm. If any man says, I've never sinned, the truth ain't in him. It says we all have sinned. We all have fallen short of grace. And this is why Yahweh had to send His Son down to die for our sins. We're in a sinful, fallen world. It's how funny how these churches don't preach that stuff. They preach, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do this. Tonight, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna watch my science fiction stuff, but I'm not gonna put it beyond. I'm not gonna put it above Yahweh. It's funny how He woke up, y'all. I got this mess in front of me, but right now I need to get this out. I even told Mark, I honestly think that Becky cursed my tablet, and that's why it exploded. You have witches in that church, Mark. You got witches. I'm going to say, you got witches, and you got warlocks in that church. You have people that practice magic, that puts curses on people. You have witches in that church. If you say you belong to Yahweh, you preach the cross message, you will expose these witches and you will get them out. Thank you, Yahweh, for protecting me. All you think, you know me? I don't officially have tablet, and nope. I think maybe I'll wait next month. You know? I didn't put that in the budget, so. You know me? I think Tony Crow said this last time there, Mark. I guess maybe you didn't listen last time about him saying you got witches in the church. I know for a fact. I don't think Phyllis is a witch. I think she's a true woman of God. The witch, I'm saying that who's a witch is, I don't want to say it. I don't know who it is. It's either got to be Mark's wife, or I don't want to say Sue's the witch. I'm pointing my finger at Becky. Okay, because I really should know better. He, or no, 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 no. Philly's the witch. That's it. We got witches in the Assemblies of God, and we got warlocks. I should have seen this. I should have paid attention to the dreams. I should have paid mind to the dreams that yahoosha was giving me. I really should have. Um, stupid, stupid, stupid. Why did I never see this? Well, I was helping Phyllis out cleaning the church too. And I helped her go do work over there. She just handed me $40. Said, here, okay, I took the $40 back. She got beautiful and all this. Should have known this. No, no. But she preaches your gospel, Yahweh. She does what you say. How can she be a witch? No, 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 no. No. We, but I've ate her cooking. I've ate her food. I've never. Phyllis. Well, I gotta say this. Well, I'm very sad that my tablet exploded. I'm very sad. I'm very sad that Becky tried to take me out last night with magic. I didn't know we had witches in this church, or warlocks for that damn matter. It was cold yesterday back from the walk from family fair. So my phone froze, got very cold, shut off because of freezing temperatures. I was like, oh no. I was like, no, 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 no. What did I do to you, Becky? Why are you cursing, putting spells on me? I'd be very sad if my phone died on me and would never start again. And I go, there goes all them mice I work for in the links between worlds. There goes my save progress of Mega Man 4 Squadron Wars. Well, at least I'm not in the emergency room getting bandaged up, you know. Limbs can't be replaced, eyesight can't be replaced, but tablets can. I'm going to pray right now. I come before you in the beloved Son of Yahweh, Yahoosha. Any curses that Becky has put against me, any magic, I say in the name of Yahoosha, Yamashiach. I break every curse that you put against me, Becky. I break every hex that was put against me. I break every curse, every hex, every spell, every wicked demon that you have sent against me. I bind it all in the name of Yahoosha, the beloved Son of Yahweh. I break every spell that has been put on anyone. Any evil eye, hex, curse, jinx, black magic, spell. I break it in the name of Yahoosha. I take that chain, I break it in the name of Yahoosha. I say, Any spell, any hex, curse, general curse, death curse, black magic, or any form of magic for that matter, I say in the name of yahoosha, it is null and void. And I bind it all in the name of the Son of Yahweh. I say in the Son of Yahweh to all wizards and witches, lose thy power. I shut your power up in the name of yahoosha. As I end this stream, I pray that all go in peace and all will be protected by the Son of Yahweh, yahoosha, Yamashiach. I say to all my brothers in yahoosha, shalom. And everyone have a good night and a blessed night. And may yahoosha watch over you and bless us now, the true God of Israel, not this American God or Jesus. Amen. Yep, I'm done.